Welcome back to Life and Money. Last week, we were discussing some of the behavior patterns and how Canadians are actually treating their retirement savings. Renee, I know that you've had a chance to take a look at some of these studies.
Yes, I have. And one that alarmed me is how little time people spend thinking about or planning for their retirement. Did you know, statistically, that Canadians spend more time planning for their vacation or a major purchase than they do their retirement?
Well, I won't argue that planning a vacation can be a lot more fun. But when you consider that the average Canadian will spend 30 years or more in retirement, it just defies logic. You know, I can remember reading about somebody that gave a speech at the Explorers Club in New York. And at the end of the speech, somebody from the audience stood up and asked about the adventures that he'd had along the way. And his response was fascinating. He said that he had never set out to have an adventure. And if he did have an adventure, it's because he hadn't done proper planning and preparation before he actually started out. The fact is, retirement is no time to have an unexpected financial adventure.
Exactly. On our last show, we had a chance to speak with Ian Filderman, National Director of Mutual Funds at Scotiabank. Here's his take on the topic.
Planning for success is probably one of the most important precursors, and that planning does take time. But just doing a few simple things right can make an enormous difference. Laying out a plan for where you are today and where you ultimately want to get to can again be an important blueprint or an important guide in order to get there. The other really important thing on the investment side is really to have a plan for how to manage a portfolio. The biggest pension funds in the country all have that plan and decide in advance how much they would like in cash, how much in bonds or fixed income, how much in equities or stocks. And then they stick to that plan and make sure that they rebalance their portfolio regularly. By those few simple steps and making regular contributions to the investment portfolio, Canadians can ultimately be successful. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Ian talked about the degree of planning by pension funds. Now, Russ, do you really think that they do that much better?
A study by Dalbar, a large U.S. consulting firm, showed that by having a well-formulated investment plan and the discipline to stick to it could yield up to 6% more annually to your investments. And that's going to make a sizable difference to your retirement lifestyle. See you next time on Life
and Money.